Here's what we know about the California wildfires.
So everybody heard about these mysterious fires that had happened in LA.
It's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean.
Due to current events, I figured now would be a great time to tell you guys all about Smart LA 2028.
Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire?
The scenes are surreal.
In a world of shadows, the truth hides. They control the narrative, but here we uncover the hidden truths. Today, we dive into the untold mysteries that they don't want you to know. From the depths of classified files to the whispers of hidden agendas, we bring you the facts. Buckle up as we expose the concealed and unravel the enigmatic. This is Null Point.
Welcome to Null Point, where we uncover the mysteries shaping our world. I'm your host, Avery Iverson. Before we dive in, I want to take a moment to extend my deepest condolences to everyone impacted by the devastating wildfires in Los Angeles. The loss of homes, lives, and cherished memories is heartbreaking, and our thoughts are with those navigating this tragedy. Today, we'll explore some of the lesser-discussed aspects of these wildfires, the strange patterns, the unanswered questions, and the theories circulating around them. Could there be more to the story? Let's find out.
Here's what we know about the California wildfires as of Monday, January 13th, 6 a.m. Eastern Time. According to Los Angeles County officials, at least 24 people have died, including some who died trying to prevent the fires from engulfing their homes. The medical examiner's office said it could take weeks to confirm the identities of those killed. Here is an update on the currently active fires, according to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. Palisades Fire, 23,713 acres burned and 13% containment. Eaton Fire, 14,117 acres burned and 27% containment. Hearst Fire, 799 acres burned and 89% containment. As of Sunday evening, the Lydia, Archer, Woodley, Sunset, and Kenneth fires were 100% contained and no longer considered active, according to CAL FIRE. Those fires collectively burned 1,539 acres. The official cause of the fires has not yet been determined. A red flag warning is in effect through Wednesday for much of Los Angeles and Ventura counties. This is an ongoing situation, and Brute will be covering the story as it develops. Follow along for more updates.
Everybody heard about these mysterious fires that had happened in LA, literally transforming large parts of the city into looking like a wasteland or a war zone. But why is nobody talking about this? What around town is a large proportion of the fires is man-made, like people are literally lighting the city on fire, like causing the fire to spread on purpose and walking away. Like multiple people have started these fires all over the city. Y'all don't find that strange? All the way down to the big fire in Hollywood. Yeah, they just came out and said they caught the suspect who started the fire. So this means this is not a wildfire, but people are literally setting the city on fire on purpose. Yeah, we definitely going through some strange times. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts on what y'all think about LA being set on fire by people in the comments. Like and follow for more wisdom, and stay tuned. And remember, if you want the method on how to blow your social media up and get paid revenue just by posting videos, comment down below. ATM gang. It's some weird shit going on.
This is a real text that I just received from a friend of mine about the fires. I'm not going to cry because I got torn apart for my last TikTok video where I cried about my house maybe burning down. I'll spare you. She's on a plane and I said, do you want me to go to your house and get stuff out? Like things that you can't replace. I'll go right now, even though the area is evacuated. She wrote back, you can't get in. Topanga's barricaded. The back way we use is being guarded by fire trucks now because some of the neighbors caught a guy setting more fires on the back of our hill. They chased him away. They called 911. I think they caught the guy recently in Woodland Hills trying to put gasoline in sewers. It's happening all over. Okay, happy to talk about climate change. I'm not a scientist, so I don't understand enough about it to weigh in. I think this is also a mental illness crisis. And what do you say, offed? What do you say, unalived? When someone unalives someone, I'm the first person to go, I'd like to hear their side of the story. I'm sure they should be in jail, but like, I just want to hear their side of the story. Arsonists. I don't need to hear your side of the story. Your story sucks.
Breaking news! They finally discovered the cause of the devastating fire consuming Los Angeles, and it's far worse than you can imagine. It all started with an incredibly irresponsible act by a young woman that ended in an unprecedented tragedy. This young woman, trying to hide something no one was supposed to know, began digging a tunnel in her backyard. She was obsessively working day and night until, without realizing it, she punctured an underground gas pipe. The gas started leaking silently. She ignored the signs until the worst happened. In a careless moment, she went out for a smoke and, in a completely reckless act, tossed her cigarette butt to the ground. The accumulated gas in the tunnel turned that small spark into a raging inferno. The explosion was so intense that the flames quickly engulfed the backyard and spread to nearby hills, fueled by the intense Santa Ana winds. Now, the fire has consumed entire areas like Pacific Palisades, forcing over 30,000 people to evacuate. Regions like Silmar, Pasadena, and even the San Fernando Valley are on high alert, with smoke covering the skies and rescue teams working tirelessly to save lives. Residential neighborhoods and forest reserves are being destroyed by the flames, and the situation is spiraling out of control. But what investigators found at the bottom of the tunnel left everyone speechless, something no one expected, and that could change the course of this tragedy. Did this young woman know what she was doing, or is there something much bigger behind this story? Comment Part 2 if you want to know what they discovered and get ready to be shocked. What if the LA wildfires aren't nature's fury, but someone's deliberate hand at work?
I've been in Hawaii watching all these updates about the fires in LA and LA County, and I've been checking up on my friends, talking with Brian to see whether or not he would want to evacuate and stuff, but it feels like I need to address something before I continue posting my Hawaii food content. I saw a comment under a fire video that's basically pushing this conspiracy that this was a planned event in order to get rid of evidence, big Hollywood evidence for, I don't know what it is. I assume the Diddy case. And I just like, you people would rather believe that there is a conspiracy to get rid of evidence over climate change. You people believe that Democrats built a weather system to build this huge hurricane to wipe out the South before the presidential elections, then climate change. I really do feel like we are in that Netflix film where Leo was a scientist saying that there's an asteroid coming straight to Earth and is going to kill us all, and everyone thought it was like a fun little party. And this is the result of that. These once-in-a-lifetime issues, whether it is a fire issue, whether it is a hurricane issue, whether it is a freeze issue, these once-in-a-lifetime weather issues are going to become more frequent because of climate change. In California, we used to have fire seasons. Now it is year-long. Scientists have been telling us for years what we need to do, and we just don't do it. On a personal level, on a political level, I just do not know what to say. So while people are dying, animals are dying, homes and memories are being completely erased. While all that is happening, and you guys are all still
pushing bullshit conspiracies instead of doing what actually needs to be done, I fear you need to come back down to reality, turn off X, turn off Facebook, go outside and touch grass. Unless, of course, you're in Southern California where the grass is burned to hell.
Call me a conspiracy theorist, but there is no way that 8 different fires starting within a period of 48 hours in LA is due to climate change. You want to tell me that insurance companies canceling people's policies in these areas over the past few months, officials cutting firefighting funding, emptying water reservoirs, and being more concerned about sending aid to another country is just coincidence? Okay.
One day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through LA all the way to the ocean, and there's not a thing we can do about it. He goes, we get lucky with the wind. He goes, but if the wind hits the wrong way, it's just going to burn straight through LA, and there's not going to be a thing we can do about it.
Letting reserves go. They've been doing that a while. California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things. And then in the events like this, you sort of look, is it on purpose? Which it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in mind. What could it be? Do they want the state empty?
So basically, this is going to be the biggest land grab in California history. It's so overcrowded in Los Angeles that for the last few years, they've been putting homeless people on buses and shipping them out hours away to surrounding counties. It's still not enough. All the new major tech, entertainment, and social media companies want their headquarters in Los Angeles, around all the content creators, all the entertainers, celebrities, where everything is trendy. If you think these people who are homeless, losing their homes and businesses, is about to go back to that land and just rebuild and start their lives over, you're tripping. You don't know how it works. These insurance companies that are dropping them, they're successful because they do the same thing all big businesses do. That's one major company own multiple companies that own companies that own companies. So if they ever mess a bunch of people over or get into trouble, you only can sue that one company, not the major company. They'll just file for bankruptcy and you won't affect the CEO's money or none of that. But back on track to this land grab. They're going to start offering people checks, reminding them that they can just go get a new house, new car, and new furniture instead of waiting 5 to 7 years to go to court with these insurance companies to try to get them to pay you out for dropping you during hard times in a natural disaster. You think they're not going to take that check? Don't be silly. This is a land grab, and it's just happening right here in front of our eyes. I'll be the first to
For the course of the next several years, Los Angeles will be host to the World Cup, and then the Super Bowl, and then the Olympics. With this rebuilding effort needing to take place, is LA going to be ready for all of those global events?
My humble position, and it's not just being naively optimistic, that only reinforces the imperative moving quickly, doing in the spirit of collaboration and cooperation. Donald Trump, to his credit, was helpful in getting the Olympics to the United States of America, to get it down here in LA. We thank him for that. This is an opportunity for him to shine, for this country to shine, for California and this community to shine. The opportunity with all of that and all that opportunity and that pride and spirit that comes from not just hosting those 3 iconic games and venues, but also the opportunity, I think, to rebuild at the same time. And that's why we're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the coast, people here that were ravaged by this disaster.
Dealing with a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who had some ideas about some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
Over the course of the next several years, Los Angeles will be host to the World Cup, and then the Super Bowl, and then the Olympics.
With all of that, and all that opportunity and that pride and spirit that comes from not just hosting those 3 iconic games and venues, but also the opportunity, I think, to rebuild at the same time. And that's why we're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0, and we're making sure everyone's included, not just the folks on the coast, people here that were ravaged by this disaster.
The fires in LA are very reminiscent of Maui when you actually do a little digging and do a little research. You will see things for what they really are. Case in point, the color blue survived the fires in LA just like they did Maui. So you tell me what is going on, because all of this seems a little spooky to me. And the fact that by 2028, they want to transform LA into a smart city just in time for the 2028 Olympics. Things really don't add up with this at all, and it really seems like another situation just like Maui. You tell me what is going on, because none of this seems right to me. And again, this seems like another Maui situation.
Due to current events, I figured now would be a great time to tell you guys all about Smart LA 2028. Smart LA 2028 was a plan released in 2019 to redefine and restructure Los Angeles in time for the 2028 Olympics. Smart LA 2028 has many key points, one primarily being the transportation infrastructure to go for a car-free Olympics. Don't just take it from me, however, take it from Ted Ross, the Chief Information Officer of LA.
As a 3-time United States Digital City Award winner, the City of Los Angeles has been investing in the infrastructure, the apps, and the data tools to be a globally recognized smart city. But as technology evolves, so our smart city must evolve too. That's why we have developed our Los Angeles Smart City Strategy, known as Smart LA 2028. Check it out here.
Key points that they're looking to improve are infrastructure and community engagement, which may be hard since there's no community anymore. Some constraints on this project are funding and budget constraints, because infrastructure is very important and very expensive. And piggybacking off that, another hurdle is the aging infrastructure. Much of LA's infrastructure, including roads, bridges, and utility grids, were built decades ago and requires significant upgrades or replacement. They're going to have to replace a lot now. With that comes retrofitting challenges. Adapting existing systems to modern standards is often more complicated and costly than building a new infrastructure. How about that? It would be cheaper for them to just build new infrastructure instead of repair and fix the old. Traffic congestion. A lot of people living in LA means a lot of traffic. I guess it's kind of weird that a lot of people won't be living in LA now. Environmental concerns, because a lot of residents mean high carbon emissions from cars and high water usage, which we know LA is already struggling with the water usage because the firefighters said that there's no water to put out the fires right now. The hydrants are running dry. And as we know, wildfires are a big environmental concern. Regulatory and bureaucratic hurdles are a big concern as well, because, you know, it's going to be hard getting things approved when there's so many people living and working in LA. And stakeholder coordination. But I guess it's really not going to be that hard to convince people to fix a city that no longer exists. You're just building from the ground up, right? It's hard to get equity and public support because of gentrification concerns. Infrastructure improvements can lead to displacement in lower income communities, creating opposition to certain projects. But I guess there's not going to be much opposition now. And the digital divide. Technological integration, because integrating smart sensors to existing infrastructure is very complex. But again, I guess there's now not much infrastructure to have to work with. And public transit challenges, because with everybody living in LA, converting everybody to public transit was an uphill battle. And project timelines were under constraints because so many people live and work in LA. I guess it's lived and worked in LA. Now that you mention it, I'm actually pretty sure that Lahaina was going through the same thing and faced the same issues, right? What a coincidence.
The LA wildfires, eerily echoing Maui, raise chilling questions. Are the elite burning paths for their futuristic smart cities?
He's burning, is it? Because didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all there will be an accidental explosion? Accidental fire? And the next thing you know, celebrities' homes would be on fire. Things would be on fire. I pray for the people in its path, but I also pray that it exposes the things that it needs to expose. Watch for those fires. Explosions make fires too. Explosions make accidental fires too, and then oops, we don't know how that happened, and then you look into it and you see that it's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to something that's tied to trafficking, and then you realize, oh, it wasn't just an explosion or a fire, it wasn't an accident.
Los Angeles wildfire. 3 Diddy friends who lost their home. The last one, no one guessed. Number 1, Paris Hilton. As a socialite, Paris Hilton is a frequent guest at high-profile celebrity parties. She once attended Diddy's infamous White Party, received support from him when she released her debut album, and even sparked dating rumors with him in the past. Her beachfront mansion in Malibu, valued at $8.4 million, was consumed by the flames. This property was purchased in 2021 when Hilton and her fiancé, Carter Room, got engaged. Number 2, Tina Knowles. As Beyoncé's mother and a successful businesswoman, Tina Knowles often attends major music events with her daughter and shares a strong bond with Diddy. Her Malibu home was also engulfed by the fire. Just recently, she celebrated her 71st birthday and remarked, "It's heartbreaking, but we'll get through this." Number 3, Leonardo DiCaprio. As a Hollywood superstar, Leonardo DiCaprio is known for his love of attending various parties. He has a close relationship with Diddy and has been a guest at the White Party. His longtime home, located along the Pacific Coast Highway in Malibu, was destroyed by the fire. This property, worth over $10 million, had been his residence for 20 years. Fortunately, the house was sold last year. Could the LA wildfires be a smokescreen to bury Diddy's accomplices in the chaos?
All right, guys, where do we see a fire? Because I do not see one. It is currently, look at my phone, January 10 at 1:10.
The scenes are surreal, seemingly apropos for a major motion picture emanating from Hollywood, not blazing in its backyard.
Homes are burning.
All right, guys, where do we see a fire? Because I do not see one. It is currently, look at my phone, January 10 at 1:10.
You know how they said we were going to split into 2 different worlds? I'm definitely feeling like that's what's going on here. Because as I was scrolling today, I saw a lot of videos like that one. It wasn't just a Hollywood sign. I saw some people saying like, my house was on fire. This is what it looks like in this area. You keep scrolling and then you see other people saying, this is my house, this is my neighborhood, everything is fine. there's no fires. I'm talking about same street, y'all. So what the hell is going on? The split between worlds and timelines isn't just some metaphysical abstract theory. It's literally something we're seeing play out in real time. People living in the same place experiencing completely different reality. It's like two frequencies trying to occupy the same space. They're not aligned. But I'm gonna break it down for y'all. The idea of jumping timelines is about vibrational alignment. You got one group of people tuned in to fear, chaos, and destruction, aka the fires, the hurricanes, shit like that. Let me say this. This is not to take away from the people who are experiencing this. I'm just trying to show the parallel between the two different worlds that we're seeing right now. Another group is tuned into a frequency of clarity, peace, and abundance. It's like two radio stations playing in the same room. It's like you can only hear the one you're tuned into even though they both there. Now let's say you in LA. You got group A that's scrolling their feed. They're seeing all the destruction, the fires, the chaos, people evacuating, the news headlines saying California is burned. Group B, same city, maybe even the same street. They out walking their dogs, posting videos, clear skies, all that. Both groups exist in the same 3D location. They're experiencing completely different versions of the same space. Why? Their consciousness is tapped into different timelines. When it comes to the Hollywood sign being on fire, I know a lot of people were saying that was AI generated, which it probably was. Even with that, that should make you wonder, like, we can't trust nothing that we see. And I do mean nothing. This is why I always tell y'all, question everything. What you believe is what you will see. You constantly consuming fear-based content or feeding into these narratives, that's the timeline that you're going to be on. Gravitate towards a timeline that's your reality. I was talking to V tonight, and she's in California as well, and she said that her son went down to his job, which is in LA, and there was nothing going on. It was business as usual. Now, I'm not just going off of what I see online. I'm talking about somebody that I know personally that lives in the city. Confirmed exactly what I'm talking about. Remember how I told you your emotions are your GPS? Fear and panic anchor you to a lower vibrational timeline. Gratitude, love, and trust lift you into a higher vibrational state. You definitely have to use your discernment when it comes to that trust. This is the level where you attract peace and clarity. But a lot of people plugged into the idea that reality is fixed. Some are waking up to the idea that their reality is malleable. Both are valid experiences, but they result in radically different timelines. Jumping timelines is about shifting your perceptions of reality. It's subtle, but the results are profound. You might wake up and see that things that felt heavy and chaotic in your life are suddenly not there anymore. It's like you woke up a whole new person. Have you ever felt like that? Make sure you get in the comments and let me know. Or you might notice people around you behaving differently. They more loving, more caring, more kind. You just stop noticing negativity altogether. That's because you no longer vibrate at that frequency. Every day when you get up, say, I choose a timeline of peace, abundance, and clarity. I know words are spells, so we're going to use them to our advantage. Next, you want to detach from that fear. Limit your exposure to fear-based narrative. If you want a better reality, you have to feel it first. You can't wait for the world to change before you feel good. Change yourself. Everything else will follow. Not just LA or the fires. This shit is happening everywhere. Look at the world right now. There are people thriving in joy and love while others are stuck in despair. Split is real. Two worlds, same space, different vibe. Question at this point is, what timeline are you choosing to align with? Let's talk about it. Like I said, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Still sending peace, love, and encouragement to anybody that has experienced the fires in LA. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Some claim they don't see the LA wildfires. Are they living in an alternate timeline? Or is reality starting to glitch?
Simpsons already predicted about the Los Angeles fire. Los Angeles has been facing dangerous wildfires that have turned parts of the city and surrounding areas into scenes of devastation. The hills catch fire first. Strong winds spread the flames everywhere. Trees become like giant matches. The sky turns orange and dark. Even the famous Hollywood sign starts smoking. Families have to leave their homes quickly. Traffic jams fill all the roads. People wear masks because of the smoke. Firefighters work day and night. Everyone keeps checking their phones for news. The Simpsons predict the fire will last for weeks because no rain comes to help. Winds keep blowing strong. There's too much dry grass and trees. Firefighters get very tired. Animals run into the city to escape flames. Famous movie studios have to shut down. The smoke makes daytime look like night. People can't go outside for days. But communities help each other and people share their homes with strangers. What do you think of this? And pray for Los Angeles.
Thanks for joining me on this deep dive into the mysteries surrounding the LA wildfires. As we navigate the devastation, let's not lose sight of the resilience and unity that can emerge from tragedy. If this episode sparked any thoughts or questions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next journey into the unknown. Stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next episode of Null Point.
If you like this content, please like and subscribe. Stay curious and question everything. Until next time, we'll see you at the Null Point.